It's the weekend. It's Mailbag. I am joined this week by Sam, Foxy, and one of the face that failed a late fitness test. So Liam has stepped in. It's about as good a substitution as you're gonna get, to be honest.
It's the Blue Room's weird sub.
Yeah, I was thinking that shot of Rondon coming on for Tosin or whatever it was, something like that.
It's a
Oh
weird
God.
sub. It's definitely
Quality.
a weird sub.
Right, we will get into the hot topic first. So I nicked this from the club's Twitter. Um, Rob put me onto it. That they've asked what's your favourite Everton shirt because it's retro shirt weekend this weekend. So, Liam, you went with the 98-99 third, which is what I've got on now. It actually fits me now. So it must have been a huge
It was great. It was baggy back in the
yeah,
day.
it fits me nicely now. So go any more to add to that or
There's loads, isn't there? I mean, I know. I think we discussed on last week's mailbag a few. One that I didn't like as a kid, but I'm going to put this out there. I've grown to love as an adult. Is remember the last NEC away one with like the grey on it, the 94, 95 away.
yes. The
I
tractor
never really
print.
liked that as a kid, but as an adult, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. And
Yeah. That's
you
another one of mine that's been nicked by the kids. Jay, I think Jay's got that one.
there's so many around that time. You had the salmon one, didn't you? And like the other white one with the pinstripes from 93, 94 was really smart.
That's the one I wish I'd bought. So I had the home and the salmon pink that season. Never bought the white one, and that's the one I wish I had.
It's so, and they've never like remade it anything have they?
Ah,
Like gold dust.
so nice. Yeah, my mate had that. So in sixth form, my mate like pretty sure he wore it every single day to sixth form.
Awesome.
But it was that good a shirt to be fair. So,
Yeah.
Sam, what are you going with?
I think I probably mentioned both of these on here before, but have you seen Lecoq Sportif who've gone under
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
today? Hmm? And there was one they did that was it was so soft. It wasn't like a particularly special shirt, but it was so soft, and the logo was really flat, so it was really comfortable. And it was like it wasn't actually that one. It didn't
This
have any yellow in it,
is so
but
soft.
it was like the best nightie I've ever had. Because I got it like someone bought it me and they bought it me too big. So it was basically I basically wore it like a nightie. It was incredible. And the other one I really liked was that pink and black third strip.
Yeah, the Lecoq one.
Yeah, the Lecoq one. I thought it was really, really, really nice. And I definitely said this before, but there was a lad at my gym who had it, and then he had it with Zuma on the back, and I don't think anyone else has got that. Like that must be a unique thing in Manchester to have an Everton third strip with Zuma on the back.
It's
I,
unlikely, isn't it? It is very,
yeah.
yeah. That soft feel kit. So there was a time, I want to say late 2000s, early 2010s, where I think Umbro started it with a Man City and an England kit where it wasn't the usual like polyester. It was like this
He
is
had the Umbro tailored range for City in England, didn't
yeah,
he? Yeah.
that was it. Yeah,
Mm.
this is red hot soccer kit. Yeah. But it was so nice the material. But I would
Remember the sash one for City? The white one with like the I
oh
know we're
god,
getting
yeah.
off Everton kits, but it was unbelievable kit, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was
Mm.
incredible. But I've got that England one that had all the multicolored crosses on it. That was,
Mm.
but that's so skin tight that kit. It's
Yeah.
obscene. And yeah, and that Lecoq one was. It's such a nice material. I don't know how well it'd hold up if you like actually played footy in it though, and like got it muddy and stuff.
No, it's definitely one for like leisure wear.
Yeah,
Because yeah, you just never get the grime out of it, would you? It'd be
no,
stained from the mud, but it's worth it for the comfort.
yeah, and just get a size bigger and wear it for bed.
Yeah.
100%. Foxy.
Well, I thought it'd be a bit like you, a bit of a display. So, I quite like the Puma range. I don't know if that'll hold up to the
Oh
camera very
yeah,
well.
you're
So,
absolutely right.
here's my David Moyes pose to the camera.
Oh yes.
So I quite like that one. I quite like. I kind of think of this as the Carlo Man City one from a few years ago. The
Mm.
kind of salmon. I quite like
Yes,
these.
the black watch kit.
Yeah, that's quite
That's
good.
that's a slightly strange material as well, that one. It's not
Yeah,
it's a bit of a softer touch, and that kit looked outstanding with the orange socks.
it did, particularly against City in that first
Yeah.
game that we wore, and it's kind of forever tarnished with that 5-0 or 5-1, whatever it was that way at the end of the season. Um, my favourite kit, which I didn't have until recently, so I was kind of searching a bit of Google beforehand, the 87, 88 yellow away with the
Oh,
diamonds on. And I've looked for that for years, not being
it's
able to get it.
incredible.
And I was just doing a quick search before I'm trying to find it. Saw it on eBay in the right size,
How much?
30 quid.
What?
Oh, nice.
30 quid, so snapped it up.
Amazing.
I'm absolutely delighted with that because I've seen it no less than like 200 quid elsewhere.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
what?
a definite bonus to do mailbag today.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
And then
eBay
you
is a
look and
really
find
good
it.
place to look for footy shirts because
Yeah,
I don't know how people still don't get onto the fact that you can get proper money for them. But
yeah.
I like, well, it was a couple of years ago now. So before classic football shirts ruined everything basically. I got the like 87 training top for like 20 quid. I was that desperate for it that the lad was in Liverpool, so I met him by Chinatown to collect it off him. So because I didn't want to risk the post because it was like, oh my God, £20 for that is incredible. And I also got the 87 home for about £20.
Uh,
This was probably about 10 years ago now. Um, but yeah, in absolutely perfect condition. So
yeah. I had the 87 home as a kid, but it's a little bit small now.
yeah,
I think my mum threw that out a few years ago, unfortunately.
yeah,
But
same. My mum
that was a nice
ruined.
kit.
My mum
I hate
ruined.
that they're so
Okay.
expensive. So you can't get one like if you're on holiday, you can't get the local strip to as a sort of memento, like because the
Yeah,
stupid money. Like
Yeah.
my fella's a Stockport County fan, and I can't find him as like I always want go to get him one for Christmas, and I'm like I'm not spending 80 quid on a county shirt. That's ridiculous. That's obscene money for they've only just got back in the league. It's
do you
I
know?
don't know. It's really sad that
Do you
we
know what
can't
my
just have loads anymore.
Yeah, it is crap. And do you know what? Do you know what could sway the Stockport thing? If they ever go back to, I'm gonna say 60s or pre-60s, they basically used to wear the Argentina kit.
Yeah,
That was
and
their
they
kit.
and
If
they
they ever go
changed
back to
it
that,
during the
oh,
Falklands.
was that when he changed it? Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Amazing.
Yeah.
they literally changed their colours during the Falklands War
That's
because it
so
was
good.
too similar.
Do you know what? I think enough water's under the bridge to just change it back now.
I know.
You know,
You'd think.
you would. Yeah, definitely. So we had a few good answers in for this. There's no such thing as a bad answer on mailbag anyway. David said the 82-83 was his favourite of his. Missed out on having it as his first shirt. Missed out on having that one though. His first shirt with the silver one, 83-84. He's got a retro version. That was a particularly good away kit. That we beat Chelsea wearing that in the title running. That was a really nice kit. Same as the home one, but in silver. Uh, Greeny said there can only be one, and I was surprised at the one he said, which was the
That one.
98-99. That one, yeah, the Foxy show, and no.
Box on the back. That's my real Fox top.
Fox in the box, like it.
I had to wear that on my stag do, but it was someone who I know knew someone at the club, and they had an old copy, and it was actually the one that Barnby missed the penalty in against Coventry.
Oh,
Saying about this,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I had to wear it around Lisbon, and there's a photo. I've no told Les this. There's a picture of me outside the bar called Liverpool holding the shirt up with Barnby 8 on the back.
I love how we all got our own names and number 9, irrespective of whether we played
That
the
is boxing.
strikers or not.
Yeah,
It's the best
number
position,
nine,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
No one wants a 3.
I was number 3, yeah.
I know.
What a weirdo. Warren said, should have been the kit of the season. It's an absolute thing of beauty. Of course, it's the Goodison 125th anniversary shirt. That whole kit is just incredible. The fact that you can't really see the badge or the Umbro or anything on it, it's so nice. Which leads me to Discrepar on Blue Sky, who said one from the 60s. So keep it simple, don't even want the badge. Fair enough. That 60s kit is incredible. My dad's first kit was the amber away kit with the blue round collar. It's got a picture of him in it, and it's so good.
It's the best kit mashup as well when they have like the 60s shirt, the white shorts with the yellow socks, and you see Alan Paul.
Yeah. Well, there was one season in the 70s. I really do apologise for anyone who doesn't like kit chat, but we'll go with it.
It's the wrong place, eh?
Come back in about 10 minutes.
Don't be sorry.
There was one in the 70s, one season where we wore green shorts with the amber top.
Oh, right.
I think it might have been I'm gonna say 71, 72, but it was very early 70s. Yeah, weird. Very strange.
That's so
And
weird.
I think more clubs should do that as well, even if the away kit's so incongruous to the home kit. If the shirt doesn't clash, wear your home shirt, but if the shorts do, wear the away shorts. So like you could see Southampton in like the red and white striped shirt and pink shorts. Just do it. Just
Yeah.
go for it. Blue Dino said, gone for the same. Uh, oh, what one's he gone for there? Oh, the 125. Oh, no, sorry. Tangled Up in Blue said the 87 home. All
Yeah.
three were amazing that season.
Mhm.
As Foxy, you well know. Blue Dino's gone for the same. The 87 home, saying easy, looked like gods, played like gods. The last Everton shirt to win the league. TWS and Ben have gone for the 94 home. Ben also said the 2010 third. There it is. I've got that over there. Put it on soon. The 2010 third, which is the cream one with the cream hoop socks. That was,
Brilliant.
yeah, incredible. JK's gone 0708 home, which was, I think that reminds me of Yakubu. It's the one with the,
Yeah, it was with the yellow. I think we discussed it last week on the
yeah, we did,
mailbag. I
yeah.
felt that was really nice.
Yeah, so he went for that one and also went for the 16-17 home kit, which is so underrated. So
It is.
it just got the round collar, it had the light little bit of yellow trim and the Boca Juniors socks.
Yeah, remember those blue socks? The change ones, they were incredible,
Oh,
weren't they?
yeah, that kit in blue was just,
Yeah.
yeah, unrivaled. That I was speaking to Big P Cat on Twitter about that last night. Just fantastic kit. Jack said the 95-96 home.
My
Tommy,
first kit, that amazing. Loved it.
it was good. Again, hooped socks. It's the way to go. Tommy on Blue Sky said the Umbro ones that used to come in a box. Does anyone remember them? I vaguely do. I got an England kit in a box.
I had a Barcelona one, which was Kappa in the box. When you were
Yeah,
saying about, when Sam was saying about getting the foreign ones, and that was like a thing when you were a kid, wasn't it? Someone come back from holiday,
yeah,
and be like, here's a kit of whoever in a box.
yeah. When I was a kid, it was a Lacoste top.
I
You could
remember
relatives would go to Spain and bring you back a cheap Lacoste. Brilliant.
my
Gosh.
for Christmas present once I asked I was like 7 or 8, asked for an England kit, and they didn't get an England kit. They got a make your own England kit. I don't know if you guys remember this at all. They kind of send you like a white top, like football material top,
Yeah.
with an England badge you had to iron on.
Oh.
So for Christmas, and I didn't receive this very well as a 7 or 8 year old, they gave me a self-made England kit. My mum's not really into football, and she gave it to me thinking I'd have a great reaction, like, "Well, England kit." It wasn't a good reaction.
You were
But
just thinking,
I
I'm gonna
asked,
get battered.
yeah, exactly, because that's half of it. You go to school when you're wearing that, and they're like, "What's that?" And
Yeah.
make your
Oh,
own kit.
that's the thing. You're expected to wear it as well, like in
Yeah.
that, and it will be a ritual humiliation.
It was, and it
That's
was.
awful.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my granny ironed it not long after, and she managed to put a massive, great big iron mark through the kit because those things didn't take any temperature at all.
No.
So for whatever
Legend.
reason, she went to iron it. She killed it. So she kind of killed it for me, which was ideal at the time. I was quite grateful for that. But I
Yeah.
then got the proper one the year after, and I think that's one with the diamonds on. But I can't remember, so long ago.
So when you were putting the badge on, or you getting your nan to put the badge on, did you go rogue and put it somewhere weird, or were you just like right there?
I think I was just so upset. So I just make it look as normal as possible, so I don't get bullied horrendously for this.
Last one on this. I've never seen one of those create your own kits. I am intrigued
I,
though.
I don't think they lasted for very long.
Pete on Blue Sky said the 79-82 home kit. I think that was the first half near kit, Umbro diamonds and the green trimmed badge.
Yeah.
It's only lasted for that kit. I don't know where the green came from because it wasn't even used in an away kit or anything. It was just on the badge. Very odd. Anyway, everyone will be relieved to know that is the end of the kit round. Pete on Blue Sky asked, while everyone bangs on, it's onto the soccer chat now. There we go. While everyone bangs on about getting a goal scorer in, could Moyes get DCL et al. Firing again? The build-up and opportunities versus Villa did show much more promise than under Sean Dyche. I mean, the bar was low, but I, I just think he's crap now. I'm
DCL.
just not convinced he's any good.
I think with DCL, he just needs one to go in, like off any part of his anatomy to go in.
I mean, he had a really
He-
good chance to put one in with his foot the other night.
well, who needs a foot when you've got like a calf or some other part of you could kind of knock it in with? He's quite a streaky player, isn't he? He goes through quite long cold streaks, unfortunately. But I could see him also kind of going for a bit of a hot streak if it just starts going a bit. I guess for the hot soccer chat on Wednesday, we did create a few things, and that's like one of the first games I can remember DCL having chances in. So I know he hasn't scored for
Yeah.
ages, but I can't remember many opportunities he's had in the last 3 months. So in Moyes we trust, he'll be all right. We'll start creating stuff, and I think he'll get a few more attackers in, fix the right hand side. We'll be okay.
Yeah,
That's
we
my
need,
analysis.
we need something. Sam, where are you on this?
Well, I'm still convinced that it is mostly psychology with number nines. Because, like, look at Chris Wood at the minute. Chris Wood isn't 30 goals a season good, is he?
No.
But he's in his zone. And
Yeah.
that's how number nines are. If you're not scoring, there's some terrible cursed psychology going on there. And I assume it's the same for DCL. Because he wasn't hiding last match, was he? He was just missing.
Yeah.
That one at the
Like
park
that.
end in the first half when he kind of just fell
Oh,
backwards.
yeah,
Like, just
bless
kick
him.
the ball hard.
Yeah.
I
Just
do love,
kick really hard. Don't
Kick as hard as you
overcomplicate
can.
it.
I do love that. Not hiding, just missing. I like it. Liam, what are your thoughts on
I'll be honest with you, he's impressed at times, but I'm not having DCL one bit at the moment. I agree with Sam. I don't think he was he was hiding, but I think he has for a lot this season. We haven't created a lot, but I think he's missed several chances, and he seems to have a bit of a. He seems to overestimate his ability for me, because I saw an interview with him saying, "I want to catch Lukaku's record." I'm 13 goals off that. And I was like, he scored some like 11 in his last 80 games or something ridiculous. It's like,
I think he's played 100 more games than Lukaku or something as well.
yeah, like, what were you basing this on? Like, you did have a couple of good seasons on Ancelotti, and I didn't mind like the original version of DCL, but he kind of worked quite a bit, and then there was a little bit where he was a bit of a hybrid. But I'm not sure Moyes will get loads out of him, and I don't think that's on Moyes. I just think him and Everton's just gone stale. I think he does need to move on.
I think there's quite a few things at Everton that's quite hard to assess because they're not in a functioning environment. Like Thirlwell isn't. It's hard to assess him because he's not got a functional environment around him in terms of ownership and everything. I find it quite hard to kind of assess what he's done. I think he sold quite well, but then in terms of purchases, what opportunities he's had, and then similar for DCL, he's not in a functional team. So if I don't know if you'd put like Haaland in our team for the last 6 months, what would he have done relative to DCL? And it's kind of hard to really.
Yeah, it feels like
Moyes?
In this team, if we had, let's say when Rooney came back, Rooney would have been missing up front, because in this team he would have dropped deeper, like he did in that team, deeper and deeper and deeper to look for chances. They're not doing that. The strikers and the forward players aren't doing that. They're not really coming to get the ball. But when they get it, they're just not good enough for me at the minute. And I just think, like you said, Liam, his goal record it's pretty shocking. It's a really funny way to go about getting a move as well.
It is.
As a striker, just not scoring goals or really doing much.
150 grand a week.
Yeah, I know.
I remember DCL making a big thing of him not just being a tap-in merchant. I'm like, well, could you be? Because that would be fine.
That's a starting point.
We could all live with that. 100%.
Yeah.
Just hang on the goalkeeper.
One
Come up behind me and fucking head it.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you need to do.
Hit it hard and head it.
Yeah, just show them videos of first 6 months Yelovich. Just do that. One I missed last week from Mike. What does Dyche spend? I don't want to go back to Sean Dyche, but I need to ask this question. What does he spend his severance on?
Records, but of bands that were not active when vinyl was a thing, like bands that, like recent indie bands.
Yeah, he's gone landfill.
Yeah, indie landfill, exactly that.
Yeah,
like he'll have Blossoms on vinyl. Will Sean Dyche? Because he likes an indie mainstream band, doesn't he?
Yeah, he will, won't he? That'll be it. A load of vinyl that you buy for like 20 quid now in a shop, but it's brand new. Nothing from like the 70s.
Yeah,
that's a great shout.
I bet he's got tram lines tickets, which I haven't got. So to be fair to him.
Liam?
I was actually thinking someone musical as well. Like, is he going to like set up his own like Dyche Fest, like really crap indie bands, like the Twang?
Dyche Fest?
The Dyche Fest with like the Twang and the Fray, like the Hoosiers, like all these like really terrible bands.
The Kooks, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I really
Pigeon Detective, throw them in.
scouting for girls, all
Oh
stuff like
God.
that. And you
Oh,
know, he ends up on stage at the end singing like one of his favorites, like "She's So Lovely" or something.
oh yeah. Elvis isn't dead. He'd be banging to that, wouldn't he?
I imagine he's got
Yeah,
a great voice, right?
and it'd be somewhere like really depressing as well,
Veteran.
like in a retail park or somewhere. Yeah, to like in a McDonald's car park or something horrible.
Yeah, one of the new stadiums that's like the Medeski that's
Oh
in a
God,
Yeah,
retail.
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
really horrible and out of
the
town.
cat sound because it's got a stand missing. You'll go for that, yeah.
Foxy, what you going with?
Well, I actually know the answer to this.
Oh, go on.
He set his own clothing range up.
Oh.
So he's going to be keeping the clothing range going, and that'll be his future ventures. I think he's probably going to have a few holidays, isn't he? So I
I
imagine
think
he'll
he
be
has
out in
actually gone to
Ibiza and
Ibiza,
wherever.
hasn't
Yeah,
he?
so he'll be there for a few months until. Where do you reckon he'll go next? Who's the team that'll be desperate enough for a bit
Leicester.
of Dyche ball?
Leicester.
What
I think he'll end up on this, but he'll get sacked and go to
Do you
Leicester.
reckon he'll do it this season, or do you reckon it'll be a next season? Go to Brentford when Thomas Frank goes somewhere and
That's good.
Moyes
Yeah.
gets sacked. Frank comes in. Yeah, sorry.
Is that how it goes?
Actually, to be fair, they're a nightmare at the back, aren't they, Brentford? So
Yeah, he could tighten that up, play a bit of Dyche ball,
Still
defend the
never seen
V,
a goal,
defend
but
the Brentford V.
yeah, that's a shout. Would you have Thomas Frank?
I said I would last week on 5 Live, so I can't read back down.
Row back on that one.
I can't do a 180. But Moyes is a sensible appointment. But I think if we'd have had a bit more time, I think Frank would have been. And you said loads, haven't you, Les? He definitely wants to be Everton manager at some point. You can just tell.
Yeah, definitely. He's been fluttering his eyelashes for a long time. Another one from Mike. Is it time for Michael Keane up front? We banged this drum a long time ago, Mike. Where have you been? The new Paul Warhurst one for the kids. Yeah, because I don't even think Beto was a footballer. But there we go.
Yeah.
I may have been slightly drunk at the last game, but I was just in bulk at myself, thinking about Beto filling up a bargain bucket in KFC. I'm just thinking of the absolute mess he'd make of it. Yeah, he's just not a footballer, I don't think.
I
But
bear better no ill will at all, but
He tries
yeah,
hard.
same.
Yeah,
He's someone you cannot dislike at all, but God, he's just not very good, is he?
He's
30
not.
quid stack with lazy, isn't he? You know, like
Yeah, he is.
like, but it shows how mad things are. I don't know if you guys remember this, but in the Forest game, he took a short corner. Like things like that are happening, but we're so dysfunctional that they get forgotten about because it's just like, yeah, there's a lot of other really bad things going on. So him taking a corner is like the least of our worries.
Just quickly on corners, Fox will come back to you now. And that one thing I loved in the Peterborough game was that Idrissa Gana Gueye was taking corners because he was captain. Clearly, he got the armband and he's like, "Right, lad, I'm taking the corners. Don't care how shit they are. I'm taking them." I like that pull and rank.
I want my assist stats up.
Get your
I'm
bonus.
convinced I stopped Bill Neville doing that once because he went over like to take a corner, 2010 it was, and I was sitting in the paddock towards Gather Street, and he stood over and I just shouted, "Behave," dead loudly. So like, it looked like he might take like, "No, come on, Phil."
Sorry, Foxy, what were you going to say on that question?
What was the question again? I've lost it.
It was, is it time for Michael Keane up front?
All right.
I'll disappear for a sec.
Yeah, I think it's interesting with Beto and DCL, and that I agree that Beto's not really a footballer, but he might be a better choice up front with DCL, which probably says quite a lot about the issues. Michael Keane, Paul Warhurst, for those that remember, he was actually quite a decent footballer. He's quite an all-rounder. Yeah. If Michael Keane's the answer, what's the question?
Well, there is that. Sorry, I've just changed my shirt. This one, and it's actually really quite tight now. God, I'll be taking. I'll be swapping this in a minute. That's the one. It's for people listening. It's God, it really is tight. Oh my God. It's the Fat Guys away kit. Jackie Elka by the swimming pool. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just quickly on Michael Keane, then it's a bit rum to throw a centre back up front and just hope for the best. But you know we've been doing that for generations, basically. What I will say about him is, though, and I've said this before, he does have a certain positional sense up front. There are times when we score goals and he's been up with the striker, ready for the tap in, or he scored the tap in. So I think there's more to his game than like just throwing a big man up front.
I think if he could
When
cross his coolness of finishing, because he takes his chances, doesn't he, Michael Keane? His
Yeah.
conversion shot to goal ratio must be pretty high.
Yeah.
If you could give that to
Yeah.
DCL, you'd probably have quite a decent footballer. You like cross between them. Maybe do like the Fly movie. Merge Michael Keane and DCL. We either have a complete awful nightmare giving penalties away every 3.5 seconds, or you have like an awesome player.
I'm happy for that experiment to run a fish farm. Let's just do it. Sorry, Sam, what were you going to say?
Yeah, if there's a word for him, it's incisive, isn't it? He just goes for it, that lad.
Yeah.
And with Beto, it feels so much like bringing Rondon on, just bringing on an obelisk. Just
it's the speed at which he goes to ground, and I don't know what it is, because like defenders genuinely do pull his shirt everywhere. So I don't know if he starts it, but it seems as soon as he comes on, he gets ragged everywhere. It's weird. It's dead strange, but
We could almost turn some of the players into animals. So Beto reminds me a bit of an ostrich, in the way that ostriches aren't particularly coordinated, but they're like really powerful and quick.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a mailbag question. What
Yeah.
animal?
We'll hold.
what animal is Michael Keane?
Everyone's spirit animal he should be. Just before we finish on this half, Stuart's asked, in light of the Moyes comeback, would you return to a previous job knowing you may have slagged them off when you left, or would you stick to the never go back line? Foxy.
I don't think I've ever. No, I wouldn't go back. I think once you kind of go away from a position and you go somewhere different, it's a bit weird going back. So particularly if I slag them off, I wouldn't slag anyone off because I'm too nice. But like if I had it done, then yeah, I wouldn't go back.
Sam?
Yeah, go back more confident and go back with my eyes open. Like, not being gaslit by you motherfuckers anymore. I know the situation I'm walking into. Yeah, no, I don't think I'd have any problem with that at all.
Fair enough. Sam, that was Sam. Liam?
Yeah, I left the job in 2021. I've been off for years. I was like, yeah, I've been off for a while. Then went to a place that was a disaster. And like within 2.5 months, my old job got wind. They're like, do you want to come back? I was like, yes, please. Like on The Simpsons, where Homer crawls in, when he's gone to the bowling alley and Marge is pregnant with Maggie, like the supplicants. It's like, yeah, I went back.
I like that though. Yeah, just go back. And would you go back as if nothing's happened? Was it just? Did you leave on good terms and that, or?
Yeah, I've left again recently. I'd go back again at some point. I'd do a George Costanza. Do you already quit?
Yeah.
Just go, yeah.
You are Howard Kendall.
Never left.
Just waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm there, Howard Kendall, yeah.
How funny would that be though, to actually do the Costanza and just like, if you got sacked or left your job, just go in the next day like nothing had happened?
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
So good. God, I wish I'd done that with a redundancy. I mean, what's the worst you can do? Once you've got your payoff,
Yeah.
just walk in and sit at your desk. Incredible. That'd be so funny. Right, quickly before we finish this bit, Liam, yours. Do you want to ask it?
Yeah, I was like, the question was, who's worse, Alexander or Harrison? No, so Alexander or Lindstrom, Pembridge or Harrison? And all I'll say on it is, I think the fact I can ask it as a legitimate red hot soccer chat question tells you a lot about the pair of them.
It does really. That's a tough. Lindstrom and Alexanderson seem like the same player.
I think they're related.
Got to be. Yeah. Harrison's worse than anyone, I think. Harrison's worse than Peter Dane.
Right, Harrison. So I don't want to make excuse for everyone, so everyone's fine. But I don't think we once played him in the right position. I think he's a left-sided attacker, and we played him out of position every time, and he struggles. And we never address getting a right-sided player in. I was hoping Moyes might do something with that, because again, putting people in functional places so they can do their job, but he's not looking great, is he, Harrison, right now? Like nothing this year at all. Just
I mean, that's got nightmare potential, that left side, Harrison and Mikalenko.
Oh my God.
But think of the work rate. Think of the up and down.
Do you know what?
That's as bad as Unsworth and Pembridge, that.
I'm so biased about Harrison because any women listening will know most women have made a terrible mistake that looked like Jack Harrison. Like he's got one of them faces. You're like, oh yeah, I remember you. It wasn't you, but it sort of was you. I remember a man in your mold.
Is it like Phil Jagielka looks like every fella on a stag do in like the early 2000s?
Yeah, exactly like
Yeah.
that. But for a terrible walk of shame.
Right, we will leave it there for this off. Got a few more to get through on the next bit. Yeah, hope your adverts are good and there's nothing smutty in there. We'll see you soon. We are back. Question from Chris. Everton players endorsing products. Full stop. Who and what? Question mark. Mason Holgate limited edition Wrigley's Extra. Liam, go.
Remember Yerry Mina when he had like the cut of Italian ham in like
That's
that
what
little
I thought
place in
straight
town?
away.
That was really strange. That
Yerry
was
Mina
so
with the
weird.
ham lads.
Yeah.
Yerry Mina also had Betwago as well, which was something else, that advert.
Yeah. Remember Everton like chocolate and lemonade when like Amakachi advertising them in like the 90s?
With his beret.
Yeah.
Everton chocolate was surprisingly nice. In the same way that like Kinnerton advent calendars are.
Yeah.
It was exactly like that.
Yeah.
It was like, and I would always be bought it. My dad would always buy it for me. So it was like, no strings attached chocolate. So that's
It was basically the do-it-yourself England kit of chocolate,
yeah.
pretty much. Foxy, who's gonna do some endorsements?
Jack Harrison, Durex.
Make sure he wears it.
I will.
Yeah, in the back pocket of his chinos was Rihanna t-shirt on because he's definitely one of them, isn't he?
The fella's not got one single pair of socks in his drawer, has he?
No.
Is that Mike Dyche?
Could be actually, yeah. Mike Dyche does cheat though, and he wears
No.
the little shoe socks.
Yeah,
Thankful, because
that's just crazy behavior.
yeah. Sam.
Oh God, Richard Wright's loft conversions.
Yeah, that's the one. It's got to be. Darren Gibson's driving school. We'll move on.
Oh,
Sorry, Stephen. It dawned on me. Oh, this is another one from last week. It dawned on me recently that we have lived through both Allardyce and Dyche, which to me sounds like a reverse Pokemon thing. Anyway, which I don't think any other fan base can say. So, what did we all do wrong in a past life, either individually or as a collective? So you can basically take this one as what did Evertonians do collectively in a past lifetime, or singularly, just because you've had a bad run of luck at some point. What do you reckon you did? Take your pick.
I think as Everton fans, most of us put the decline of Everton on ourselves, and we pick a moment in history where we did something, and that meant has turned us into strike. So for me, my first game was the year after we won the league. So the year after '87, I was away at Fratton Park, and from that point they've been shite. So I take personal responsibility as a 7-year-old. I saw that, and I was the cause of the decline. And I think most of us have that kind of equal responsibility that we've done a thing or attended a game, and that's always so bad. Since.
You are the monkey's bollocks, aren't you?
Yeah, but I think we've all got that.
Yeah, it's true. Liam?
I mean, I'm going to go as a collective here, where we like Genghis Khan and his army, or, because we were all right up until the 80s, where we, when certain people who'd moved to Argentina started passing away, where we a certain European vintage.
My immediate thing was pick a Reich, basically. Sam?
Don't ask a woman her age, a man his salary, or ancestors of Evertonians what they were doing between 1939 and 45.
All Liverpool goalkeepers, for that matter.
Oh God, yeah, that's a point.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I think that's shown that one up. Dave has given us a roundup round. Good stuff. So, Series 7 question. We've scored 15 goals now. Minimum amount you think we need to stay up?
16. The others are shite. That'll be fine. 0-0 draw all the way in. Then we'll win the derby at home. That'll be it.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it?
Luton got 49 last season and went down.
He scored in Luton.
Yeah, can't defend. Defend
I
the
can't
V.
believe he's
be
only
fine.
just been sacked as well recently.
It's mad.
Oh,
Isn't
Rob
it?
Edwards.
Yeah. Didn't he win like 2 games in like 80 and they were both against Everton?
I don't understand why people like him. Like in a like everyone had a bit of a dad crush on him, and I don't understand it at all.
Is he another Jack Harrison, Sam?
A little bit. Like, I don't know, he just strikes me as a man who's overinvested in his car. A man,
What's going
Car.
on?
a man who shows you his watch and how much it costs. Like, do you know what I mean?
Puts his key fob on the table and just
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, these Tesla key fob.
Yeah, I have to do that with my Vauxhall Zafira. You wouldn't believe how well that goes.
Oh, I've got a thing about. I can't say it on air. Ask me afterwards about an Everton player with a Tesla.
It's a safe space, Sam. You're fine.
It's also
Really
a public
can't.
one, so we've got to be careful sometimes.
Yeah, legally speaking, I can't. But
Liam, what do you reckon?
Don't know. It's just horrendous, isn't it?
More than
Everything's just-
15, I think.
yeah,
Fixing.
I think probably between 20 and 25 more goals needed, but I have no idea how we're going to get them.
No.
I genuinely, I don't. I think if we got that, we'd be comfortable. But I genuinely, I don't know how we're going to do it, and that's not a criticism of Moyes or even some of the players. I don't think they're not trying. It's just I think they just forgot.
Do you know what? That's a really good point. I don't, even though Dyche effectively threw his hand in and said I can't do any more with these, it never feels like any of them have actually just give up or down tools. It doesn't feel like there's been any of that where we've seen that with
Yeah.
previous managers.
Yeah.
I don't think we've suffered from that. So they're just not very good.
Yeah, I think it's been a gradual decline. I know we spoke about before, haven't we? Like, you look at how angry everyone was during the Benitez Lampard season because the squad was all right. But like the last couple of seasons, people are angry at the situation, but
Yeah.
not the team because we kind of like, we know you haven't got a terrible amount in the locker, to be honest with you, lads.
We know your
oh, that's
limitations.
so sad.
I
They're
think
playing right
it's
on the
true.
edge of the game.
They're elite. I think I was listening to you guys on Monday with Roger and Dave, and I think first half of the season was awful, right? And we got 17 points, and we're a point or two clear.
Yeah.
Second half of the season can't be as bad as the first half.
Yeah.
Can it? Can it? And we should have better players. So my simple maths of Dyche first half season awful. It will be better. Moyes with some better players. We will get enough. Just I think that's science.
I think it is.
I think science says we'll be absolutely fine.
And you can't argue with science.
No, I'll go further. I reckon we get 7 points next 3 games, and we'll be looking above.
Boss, love it.
So what are they then? So it's Spurs, obviously.
It's Spurs 3 points, Brighton 1 point, Leicester 3 points.
Okay.
Off we go. All
Bring
fine.
it. I'm in. Did everyone answer that? Yeah, I think we did, didn't we? Worst holiday you've ever had and why? I'm going to throw mine out first. It's the only one that springs to mind, and I feel really bad saying it, but I was really ill on Matt Jones's stag do.
Oh.
So I had a great time.
Did you eat something bad, Liz?
Was that?
Did you eat something bad?
No, I was just really ill with like flu or some horrible leg. It was like ale or food related illness. If I'd have had a bad paella or something, I'd have been sound with that.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. But yeah, I got over there. I was touch and go whether I was going to be able to go. It was a great weekend. Everton got beat by Leicester in the sort of final days of Marco Silva, and we all watched it in the pub very deflated. It was a lovely weekend, but I was just really gutted that I was ill for pretty much the whole thing. That was in Lisbon, which is a great place. Oh,
I was at my stag. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's so good, but I was so like the second night I had to go home early because I couldn't I had a really fancy room as well. Weirdly, I think because I was going over last, I got like a room on my own. It was dead fancy. It was lovely, but yeah, I just went to bed. Basically, it was grim. Anyone? Any bad holidays?
I've got sorry, go on, Sam.
Go ahead, Sam.
Oh, I had a terrible one. I was about 14. We were sat chatting to some people in the hotel when we were over in Mallorca, and they were saying how they'd seen the hotel a few months earlier on Holidays from Hell. and they'd still gone. We hadn't seen this, but they said, yeah, it was terrible. Like everyone in the hotel got dreadful food poisoning, and then like a few days later, everyone in the hotel got dreadful food
Oh,
poisoning.
Jesus.
I actually swerved her, but my sister was just horribly, was tiny at the time, just horribly ill with it. And the whole hotel was, people were like projectile vomiting on the sort of all weather turf beside the pool. And it wasn't getting cleaned up because there was just that many people being ill everywhere. It was horrific. And you just got no option to just up and go home, have you? Because your flight's booked, especially then, which was sort
Yeah.
of not pre-internet, but it was pre-cheap flights.
Bloody hell.
And so you just imprisoned in this complex of like this exorcist complex for 2 weeks. It was horrendous.
This is Frank Costanza Vietnam, isn't it? Oh God, that's grim. Anyone got any advance on that?
I had a similar one-man experience. We went away for our anniversary this year, and it was boss. It was so good that I actually didn't bother to watch Everton v Luton because we were having like a lovely night with these people we'd met.
Nice choice.
Initially, we had 6 really good days. Then at the night of that Luton game, I got norovirus, so it was a bit like Sam's thing. I was so sick. The last day we were in this lovely town, I just had to be in bed all day, and then I somehow got to the flight, and then my poor long-suffering wife, she was on the plane. She's like, I don't feel too good.
Oh,
So
no.
you've got it as well. And like, we were just in bed for days after we come back. I was like, work from home, work. Like, you all right? I was like, not really, no. It's meant to be our anniversary. We're both in bits.
Oh, mate, that's grim. Oh. Foxy?
The holiday was all right, but it was more kind of an incident on the holiday. So I was about 18, went on holiday with a couple of mates, like 18-year-old boys going away. I think it was Lanzarote. And we went into a bar that was empty, but there's quite a few women in there. And we kind of went to the bar and they kind of came across and started talking to us. It's a bit like an in-betweeners moment. We were just chatting and they say, oh, do you want to buy us a drink? We're like, okay. and after a bit, we kind of clocked, what are these like very nicely dressed, quite attractive females interested in these 3 18-year-old boys? And then we're like, yeah, okay, we should go now.
Oh, bless.
God. Yeah, you definitely had one mate who was checking his pockets for change and thinking, right, how much have we got in my bank here?
Yeah, a mate.
Yeah.
A friend.
You're 18, you're not going to need very long, are you? So...
Discount the rates, right?
As soon as you hand that cash over, oh. Moving on. Dave's gonna love this round. He loves this kind of caper. Which city with a Premier League club would you choose to live in?
Liverpool? No.
No, pure
All
opposite.
right, that doesn't count. All right.
We can do. Well, you don't live there.
No,
So,
I don't.
yeah, I don't either, but no disrespect. I just like living where I live instead of Liverpool. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that, should I? Liam, go on, dig me out of this, please, quick.
I'm going to be controversial because it's a good place, but I actually despise the club. But Newcastle's a bit of a laugh, isn't it?
It really is.
But it's just the club is like, you know,
yeah.
Because especially if like a Scouser moved there, I'd have to have my hair like Anthony Gordon's, just like to fit in.
You know what?
Like,
have you seen the Anthony Gordon? Have you seen the Anthony Gordon fashion thing?
No, I can't do it.
I can see you looking like that.
I can't do it. He's just got under my skin so much. It's the way he does all the cop-out stuff as well. Do you like? I mean, fair play to him, because if it was another club, I'd be like, that's brilliant, but it's not, so I'm not happy.
I'm also annoyed at how good he looks lately, like scoring wise, and
that's the thing. He looks like a better player than I ever thought he was going to be.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, it's last time I was there a few years ago, or last time I was there for any length of time, was when they were beating the shite as well. And you know, the stadium's right in town, so you can hear the roar from it as well.
Yeah.
It was it was really, really good. I really enjoy it every time I go. But again, I live in Manchester, and I really like living in Manchester. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait until Tranmere get in the Premier League and say that to me. Yeah, that's the mad thing. Just quickly on the Newcastle ground, like the fact that they want to move now, I can understand wanting to move ground, but their ground, it's a massive, it's a good ground, it's a massive ground, and it's in the best place because it's bang in the middle of the city, bang on a hill. It's in such a good location. Like if I was a Newcastle fan, I'd hate to move away from there. It's really it's not like ours, is it? Where basically we're in the sunken Walton Valley. They're up on the hill, so you can see that from fucking bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Mm.
It's like it's not the same, is it? It's just I find it really odd that they kind of want to move and not just do something with
I've
what
got a
they've
theory
got.
on that though, because jokers like they're a one. I know they hate Sunderland, but like they're a one club
Yeah,
city. Maybe they want to move somewhere where there's a load of horse fields so they can have actual fights.
yeah.
Like because they can't have fights with anyone nearby. They'll just like go to these fields, start swapping with horses.
Have you never punched a horse, Liam?
I'm impressed that someone thought they were that hard. Like, do you know what? I'm gonna fight a horse. I can do that.
I have been hit by a horse's head,
I think I've punched a pony before.
which isn't good. So like, do you know the way um like the police horses, they sort of go down and they like move in and like to put
Mm.
everyone in. I've actually been hit with one. Like when I've been queuing up, when I've stepped out and he's like the cop has moved the horse's head probably a little bit too much and cracking. It's not nice.
Oh,
I
I was
did-
kicked. I was kicked by a Shetland pony in the New Forest, and honestly, like if you get if you know they go up on the hind legs and boot you, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I
Is that what
genuinely
they do
thought,
to kick you?
yeah,
Because they got stumpy, they can't like do the back kick. They go,
yeah, both front legs
oh, that
just
story's even
batter
funnier
you.
now.
It wasn't a
No,
kangaroo.
my dad says he looked at me and he thought, well, her leg's broken. But it wasn't. I was young, so I was bendy. But yeah, I was in
Hell.
incredible pain with it. Don't take on a horse,
No,
guys.
absolutely not.
I have slapped a pony before.
Really?
I'm not going to add any more. So, we were my young kids, who was like 4 or 5 at the time, were doing like a pony trek thing, but it was unsupervised. There's like 5 or 6 ponies in a row, and this pony started playing up, and I thought it was going to throw my daughter off, and I had no idea what to do to control the pony. So I just gave it a slap across the face to try and start. It worked.
You
To
went
me,
into
that's
Geordie
like
dad
Geordie.
mode.
Yeah. It's like, what do you do, pony?
And it's pretty more where that came from, you little bastard. Last one from Dave. Oh God, I'm agog, a Foxy battering a horse, basically.
Well, you do what you
By
do
the
to
end of
get your
this
kids right.
podcast, you had it in a headlock, knuckled it, and everything.
Called it Denise.
First date, success, nightmare. Where did you go? Anyone want to answer that? I feel Dave's prying a bit here, but let's go.
What first date? We were talking like our first ever date, or
Any first
What,
date?
you and Les? Have you guys had a first date? Or...
We haven't actually. We do need to
No.
go for a bevy in Oxton, though.
no? It's like it's like it's a bit like when you're at uni where you just meet each other in the pub and then you just you fall
Yeah.
for each other. It's just one of those things.
You know, one thing happened turns to another, and before
I
you
think
know it.
You exchange kits, and
Surely pendants.
yeah,
Jack Harrison walks in. He takes
Just a pendant and a firm handshake.
You know Jack. I know Jack.
yeah.
Mutual conversation. Sorry.
The one with my wife went well because she's still with me. That's the only. It's boring, but it's true.
There you go. I think Dave wants a first date nightmare. So if anyone's got one, we can just make one up.
I've
I
probably
can
said.
give one.
Oh, go on.
It's not a nightmare. It's more strange. I went on a date with this girl, and she was really nice. It was all okay many years ago. And then basically, she told me the story. We met online. She told me the story about a mum's mate. We've met someone online. This fella basically attacked her, and she's like, "Oh, she told me the story on the first date." And I was like, "That's like really not funny. Quite scary. Like, what are you planning to do to me?"
Yeah. She gonna attack me? Does she want me to attack
Yeah.
her? Where are we going? What's
No,
the safe
she wasn't
word?
very nice.
Jesus.
We went more dates.
Oh, I've probably mentioned this one on Twitter, but I'd never seen Star Wars, which is essential to the why this was a crap date. But someone took me to see the second Star Wars prequel when I hadn't seen any of the others.
Oh,
And the second prequel is basically a really administrative one as well. So
yeah.
it just makes absolutely zero sense if you haven't seen the rest of them. Is it the Phantom Menace?
That's the
It's
first prequel. It's
oh no, it was
Attack of the,
okay. It
Attack
was
of the
the second
Clones.
prequel. It was incredibly
Jesus.
information heavy, and it
Yeah,
just made no sense.
that's potentially the worst one you could have gone to with no knowledge of the films.
There's no context for it whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just a pure bridge film, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh
I
God, you know
did.
what? I need to watch this again and just think of myself having no Star Wars context, because that would be incredible.
I was just baffled. I didn't see Star Wars until last year.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any context for it for about 15, 20 years.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's so good. That's- I can't even imagine watching that film with no context. That's incredible. It's not Mr. S, is it? You're not.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no.
fair enough.
No,
Gotta
he's
say,
he's the one who's ticked off all the boy films for me that I missed. I think I said on Mailbag.
the
I'd not
T2.
seen
Yes.
I'd not seen Terminator, I'd not seen T2, I'd not seen RoboCop, I'd not seen Star Wars.
God,
He's
what a fella.
blasted me through all those, yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
No, not blasted me through all those.
Hey.
You know, whatever works.
I wasn't chill.
Tampa for Blues is asked. Moving on, who's winning a fight between Dyche and Moyes? Oh, Christ, I probably shouldn't have asked this one. You decide the rules: wrestling, bare knuckle boxing, cage fighting, saloon brawl, Star Wars, whatever. I'm gonna say Moyes purely because I heard, might have been on the Echo podcast, that him and Ferguson squared up at one point, early days of Moyes. The words were Moyes didn't disgrace himself in this square go. And then the players kind of thought, all right, fair enough. So it's got to be Moyes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think as well, like Glaswegian versus Chesterfield.
Yeah, I've always thought that Moyes has got is probably a really nasty fighter. Like, you can see him sort of administering a car park beating, can't you?
Oh, definitely.
Like, you would definitely upgrade your beating to a killing for getting blood on his shirt.
Yeah, Royston Drenthe was this close to that, I reckon. Definitely.
Yeah.
Liam, who are you saying?
I'm going Moyes, and I'll go on a logical sense because Dyche can't be asked. Like when he was managing, Dyche just like, I can't be bothered. So Moyes, he just batters him.
Yeah, you win, mate.
Yeah.
A couple more now. Keith, before the first snows of winter fell, good start to a question. It was claimed in regards to David Moyes' colouring that he's got red hair, but we don't care. In relation to this, what other red things are acceptable? Got an absolutely incredible answer to this, by the way. I'll do it now. So Steve said Neville Southall shirt, can't think of anything else. And Mark said, quite niche, but for any Twitterers, you'll know about this, Bonk's Christmas pajamas. Amazing.
Did you see that? Well, there was allegedly a video of him in Malta, wasn't there?
Yes. Very funny.
Allegedly. Definitely.
Anyway, red stuff, anything acceptable? I've got a Red Strokes t-shirt from the original Liverpool gig, which is great.
Yeah.
Got a Red Seahorses one as well. Weird.
Catch up.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say sweet chili sauce. I've got really into that recently.
Prawn crackers, sweet chili sauce.
I got for Christmas some really nice Adidas Samba style trainers, but they got a little bit of red on them. So they're white with like black stripes. And there's a little bit of red around the tongue. I've looked at that going.
That sounds more United than anything though, so
yeah. I don't know if it's a bit pathetic, but I literally have nothing red in the house other than ketchup.
You know what? It's a tough colour to wear.
It is.
It
You've
is.
got to be quite brave to pull it off.
It is a tough colour to wear.
But even general stuff that might otherwise be red, there is nothing. And it's all me, which is sad.
It's not sad, it's fine.
No, that's perfectly reasonable.
Perfectly acceptable. But, you know, as and when you move up in the world, you do need a pair of red chinos. So.
Have you got some? You're not saying?
As you grow up, as you get older, you get more right wing and your kecks get more.
Oh, I see.
You go for like a pinky colour though, couldn't you? Instead of like red, you go for like a pinky colour.
A coral.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't never do that. But theoretically, yeah, I suppose. Last question. We've made it. Sam, and this is a Sam and Matt combo. So Sam, you said, remember my friend saying they overheard someone in hospital telling a nurse they didn't want to eat their mashed potatoes because, and I quote, I don't fancy throwing it up later. And you think that's so legitimate. Of all the food to throw up, that might be the worst. Matt replied, okay, so what's the best? And he said Monster Munch.
No, I think that's still bad because I
Yeah,
think anything that anything you're not quite sure you've got it all up, I think is terrible. I think that's why mash is bad.
yeah.
So you need something discreet, like a ham sandwich or something, so you know that's just out and done with. But I really think mashed potato is probably one of the worst things I can think of. I thought that was really solid reasoning.
Yeah, and if that's coming up, you might not quite know what it is, and
Yeah.
it's I think one of the worst ones I did. I came home after a night out, and I think I'd had a burger, threw up in the toilet, and there was lettuce in there.
Oh,
It was like it was still quite clearly bits of lettuce. It was like, oh, that's bad. Obviously flavorless, but it just like the optics weren't great. It
You
was.
should masticate better, Les.
I should do. I'm a terrible masticator. This has been a little bit blue, this one. Anyway, come on, pull us away from that.
I
Christ,
quite
I
like
didn't say that.
I think a beef stroganoff would be quite nice. You get a balance of solids and liquids, so you get the sense of satisfaction of something coming through that you can feel, but also the volume of the liquid would be quite a good balance.
that's
As
a
opposed to
really,
just-
really good answer.
Yeah, it is. Oh, Foxy doesn't piss about with his answers.
It's experience.
Yeah, the worst part is when you're just throwing up liquid. You do need something.
Yeah. Well, it gives you a
Uh,
sense of scale, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You know how much the beef stroganoff was, the amount of beef chunks that you've eaten, and then you can go, well, there's 7 there. I've got another 12 to go.
yeah. There you go. Just to link back to the last question, things of red that are acceptable. Wine, clearly.
Oh,
things
yeah.
things that
Yeah.
aren't so nice. Red wine sick is the worst sick I think anyone
Yeah.
could ever have.
But I would say wine is more burgundy than red to make it okay in this house.
Yeah, that's fine. You really have got nothing red in the house. Haven't you? The roof, I'm sure the roof on that house behind is red. Get it gone.
No, that's copper grey, something.
Liam,
I'm actually, you said about the liquids. I think soup would be a good one though, because the colour of it, you'd know when you were done with the soup, and it's not as like painful. But the worst is kind of like your night out story. The reason I don't drink tequila and sambuca, sick in a taxi outside mum and dad's house, when I was young. Felt really bad. I had to pay my mate and that. And the next morning, because I was home from studying, get a knock on the door from mum and dad, and like, "Are you okay? Were you sick last night?" I had this dread that I'd been like sick all over the street, like this real embarrassment to live in a little cul-de-sac.
yeah.
And I went, "Why?" And I'd gone to check myself in the mirror, and we'd had lasagna for tea, and my dad said there was a chunk of lasagna on the bathroom wall where I've gone, when I've tried to stop myself being sick in the cab, which was unsuccessful, I'd like to add. It was just, he just said, it was just like on the door there. And I was like, I was so embarrassed. But yeah, but I still eat lasagna. I just don't drink tequila or sambuca.
I have to say, like, I was throwing up for like 18 months and I ended up drinking loads of Lucozade because it just tastes exactly the same when it comes up as when it goes down. And there's just something quite comforting about that.
Yeah, you're there. You're like, yeah, I'm definitely not well.
Yeah.
That's that Lucozade taste, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna beat though gobbing up a whole bit of lasagna on the back of the door. That takes some going. On that bombshell, that's it for this week's mailbag. We got there in the end. There were some technical hitches, which you listeners and viewers will not see because we will edit it out because we do have some standards. Thanks to Liam, thanks to Foxy, thanks to Sam, thanks to everyone who sent questions in. We will catch you next time on Mailbag.